What's good, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Power 2 podcast presented by Get Defensive Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Jordan, and I'm here with my co-host, DJ and Dante.
What's going on, everybody?
Gosh, hey, the double D's are back again. And Jordan.
You know.
And
I hope that doesn't stick. I really do.
Yeah.
No,
Honestly,
it's
it
double
can
Ds.
stick if it can stick if you wanted to. Just don't throw the and Jordan like I'm a throwaway. Just say the double D's are here. Like I can be the host and y'all can be the double D's, but the and Jordan is just like, ugh. Like
Wow.
you make me sound like I'm a can I have a hug ass nigga? like I'm just like
You
I'm
run
just
around and say that you're the host and we're the co-host, and now all of a sudden you don't want to sound like a throwaway. Okay.
co-host. See, here's the thing. Co-host isn't a throwaway. It would be a throwaway if I acted like y'all were guests. We hosting together.
All right. Anyways, today is a good day, ladies and gentlemen,
Why is it a good day?
because Asia Wilson on top. Can't take her spot. She won MVP. P 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
How did I
Four
miss that? She won
MVPs.
MVP.
She won MVP. She became the second ever player in WNBA history to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year, even though the co is
Yeah,
questionable.
crazy.
But Asia Wilson won MVP. She got 50 plus votes.
Damn.
Nafisa Collier only got 18 votes. So she was like the runaway MVP.
You know, and my thing is, like, for those of you who don't understand, she's so excited because we both thought this wasn't going to happen. We thought
We
that
literally
they were
talked
going
about
to,
it last
like,
night.
we thought that they were going to, like, play her. But my thing is just, like...
Oh, you thought they would have voter fatigue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Especially
because a voter literally said on Twitter the reason why she didn't vote for Asia was because she had voter fatigue. Like, she straight up said that was why. She was like, oh, I didn't vote Asia Wilson because in order to be the MVP, you have to, like, top yourself every year, and she didn't top the numbers that she put up last year. Mind you, the numbers she put up last year were historic. Like, no one has ever averaged 27 points and 12 rebounds a game ever in the history of the WNBA. So you mean to tell me that Asia has to put up historical numbers every time in order to win MVP? That's not how that works.
No.
Like,
we also just saw Josh Allen get a pity MVP when Lamar Jackson put up literally historic numbers. So.
Oh my. Yes, exactly. So.
And it's like
Asia Wilson,
LeBron, Kobe, MJ, probably Shaq. Dante's a better historian than I am. Fucking, you can name all the superstars who didn't get MVP or two because of voter fatigue. Like, so I figured it would come. It would come for her eventually, especially at least in the NBA.
Especially recently,
especially in the NBA, it seems to start at 3. Like, I know Dante, like you felt there was one year that I think maybe I'm making this up. You felt that what's the white boy's name? Should have won it, and they gave it to. Not Joel Embiid.
Embiid?
Yeah, that year. They felt like...
Joel Embiid has stolen a couple MVPs.
Yeah, so it's just like... Joker.
Yeah, Jokic, he, I think he had the better season. And they gave it to Embiid because I think... Because he also... It was the same thing with, like, James Harden.
Yeah.
When they complained about not getting the MVP, thinking they deserved, they won it, but they ended up giving it to someone else. So the next year they ended up winning it. That's how. And
that's exactly what happened with Fee, right? Like, I mean, Asia won it last year. It was historic, but I'm pretty sure Fee was second, right? It was pretty close.
Fee was second, yeah.
And then they go out and they do their thing. She also has a great season. She does the 50-40-90. It's not that she wouldn't have been deserving, but it felt like the same exact scenario where you don't get it one year, so then they give it to you the next year, especially when it's the same one too.
And that's pretty much what they did, right? Like, and this is what I don't like too much about the WNBA media is that I think that we declared the winners of awards entirely too soon. And so they kind of came into the season saying, Fee is the MVP.
That's just sports.
I know, but I'm saying, like, in the WNBA, it seems, like, ridiculously early. And so that's why I'm just, like, she's, like, this is way before the season started. Like, they're going off of basically how she did
gave Joe Burrow. They were giving Joe Burrow MVP before preseason started.
That's insane. So that's what I'm just saying, like, now he don't have a toe. Like, what? So I'm just saying,
that's
like,
crazy.
they declared Nafisa Collier the would-be MVP of the season. And Nafisa had a great season. There is nothing against her. The biggest problem at this point is Chelsea. No, Cheryl Reeve is she didn't make a smart decision. And when the Aces were getting blown out by the Lynx, she still had Nafisa Collier on the floor when they were up 30+. You should have took Nafisa Collier out that game, because what ended up happening is Nafisa Collier stepped on one of her teammates and sprained her ankle, and then she missed the next 7 games. And in that time, that is when the Las Vegas Aces went on a 17-game winning streak. And so, of course, now there's quote-unquote recency bias with everybody looking at Asia and the win streak they went on. But also, Nafisa Collier ended up missing 11 games. That's 75%. That's 25% of the season. No MVP in the history of the WNBA has won missing more than 80%. Excuse me, missing more than 20% of the season. So then that's when it comes down to, girl, you just didn't play enough games. Like, I hate to say it like that, but like, you didn't play enough games, because she would have still been. And it's not that it's like an eligibility requirement, but like, no one's winning not playing at least 80% of the season. Asia only missed 5 games or like 6 games. So it's unfortunate, but
it is what it is. Shout out.
It's unfortunate, but also like Asia is better.
Yeah,
like, Asia was better this year too. So sorry.
Shout out to MV4.
You Asia.
MV4.
And in other news, they have officially passed the January transfer portal. There is now only one transfer portal in football.
Yes.
The dates aren't, they didn't fully pass it, as in they didn't select the dates. They just got rid of all the other portals. This means that somewhere in the beginning of January, there's going to be a one-time portal. You could no longer portal in the spring. So after spring ball, most people are okay with this. Ryan Day and a couple other coaches aren't okay with it, but I hate to agree with Kirby Smart, because I almost never agree with him. But he was basically like, I don't love the January transfer portal because we could potentially still be playing games, but you can't cry from a yacht. It's only going to affect 4 teams, really. It's going to affect the 4 teams who are still playing, and those 4 teams are typically going to be the best teams. And so it's just kind of like, it's unfortunate, but it is 130 teams, and when 130 of them season's going to be done, if this is what you have to deal with to be Ohio State, to be Georgia, to be whoever, like, you just sort of have to deal with it. So,
price of being great.
Yeah, no, I do think they could fix this by moving the season up, which is something that I've been advocating for a while. I literally did a whole text thread with my friend, which is sort of ridiculous, but it's who I am. I literally did a whole text thread showing how it would work in 2026, and there's a way that the season could end on New Year's Day. That's not that hard. Literally, all you have to do is move the season up 1 week and then stop doing the 10 days in between each game. If you played the first 3 rounds week after week after week, like the NFL does, and then you would have a 10 or so day break for the championship. But it's you could do that. And then if the championship's on New Year's Day, then the portal opens the 2nd, 3rd, or whatever, and everyone's done. It seems like the people who run the sport aren't smart enough to figure that out themselves. So we have a championship that runs almost on to Super Bowl Sunday. It would also fix the thing where they're concerned about playing in the NFL season, but you go halfway through the NFL playoffs. But we'll see if they get to that. The news is that there is now going to only be one transfer portal, and we'll have more information on dates at some point, because they are looking at other calendar things. So,
Period. I was also in agreement that there should not be a January transfer portal, so I'm here for it. I don't feel like...
You mean there shouldn't be a spring transfer portal?
Whatever. Yes. I didn't feel like it needed to happen in spring. I feel like if you want to transfer, you need to do it in the fall, and oh well. Because, I don't know, I just feel like so much of that will then also be 18 and 19-year-olds being like, oh, we lost, I'm going to go over to the team that won.
Yeah.
Type shit. So,
you're missing key time in spring practice and spring ball by trying to transfer in spring. It makes more sense to get it done early, so you can just be prepared for the season. I'm tired of
and
I've seen this bad football early sometimes.
Honestly,
you want to talk about bad football? We'll get there.
And I hate to be the fucking nerd here, but you should be in your school before the semester starts. I know we don't actually care about school. I know.
No,
I know we don't.
But at least come on, try to fake it. Try to fake it.
You're not class, nigga.
You're not even trying to fake it. The national championship was January 20-something. Everyone's school had started. You're not even trying. At least this way you can pretend that you care. Because all these players should be on campus by the time their spring semester starts.
You know how hard it is to transfer as a regular student in the middle of the semester?
No, it's so hard. It's so hard. It's like ridiculous.
Why are we letting them just do that in spring?
Yeah. And these are athletes.
Because and when we say spring, it's March.
Yeah, like so no, yeah, it's crazy. I think like I understand that no one actually cares about school, but this makes the most sense for the academic calendar. It makes the most sense for the actual calendar, and I like the sports calendar. And
it's just disruptive. It's just disruptive.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't have many like sympathies for $1 million coaches, but I do agree with them that it is unfortunate that you could bring a player in, practice with him for 4 months, and then they could leave in May.
Leave.
And it's just like, what the fuck?
It's some bullshit.
Like, yeah,
it's bullshit.
I mean, yeah, so I think the January transfer portal makes sense. I'm just hoping that the dates line up, largely meaning that they move the season up 1 week. And if they don't do that, then it's going to be weird. But again, even if it's weird, it's only going to affect the 4 teams in the semifinals, and you can't cry from a yacht. Like, get the fuck over it. Like, you're about to win. You're playing for a national championship. You'll be okay.
Yeah, shouldn't even think about transfer portal at that point.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you transfer in spring, like, you must really, really hate it there. Like, there's got to be, like, very specific reasons as to why you are transferring in the spring. Because, like...
And my thing is, like, you could make that...
You should have seen that. You should have seen that in February.
Fall. Yeah. Exactly.
But even still, it's just like... And even if you do hate it there and you do get stuck, I'm sorry that you get money and free clothes and a scholarship and free food and, like, all... Like, I understand it's like you're not happy, but like there are a lot of people in college who aren't happy, who aren't getting all of those things. Like, especially with NIL and everything, like I think it's okay to just be like, it's okay for you not to be happy until from fucking May to January, and then you can transfer. Especially because some of the transferring has nothing to do with not being happy. It has everything to do with them not wanting to compete. Like, go earn your fucking job. Like, you got all summer to get better. Like, earn the fucking job.
Period.
I mean, it makes sense to me. This is just sum up.
Yeah. DJ, the next news item is yours.
Yes, it is. Okay, so there has been some stuff going on with NIL and visas and international athletes and things like that. So this is kind of an update if you're aware of this, but basically there is an LSU basketball player. Well, she's not at LSU anymore. She transferred, but she started off her career at LSU. She's known more for her time at LSU. Her name is Lastir Poa. She is an Australian basketball player who is obviously trying to cash in on NIL because her really famous teammate Angel Reese did. And so now she's sitting here like, hey, I'm an international student. I want to get some NIL money. My visa does not allow me to do so. I'm suing. And so that's what she's been doing this entire time. And a judge actually ruled against the U.S. government in this lawsuit, basically saying that the U.S. government tried to categorically block international college athletes from obtaining the type of visas that they would need in order to earn NIL money. Basically, to give you a crash course in government, when international students come to America, especially if they are athletes, they're coming basically under a visa that does not allow them to work. Their visa basically says they are here just to go to school, and if they're collegiate athletes, that's also how it works. Athletes who come to America to play professional sports have a different type of visa that allows them to get paid to play professional sports. So if you come to the United States as an international student, you do not have the ability to get paid to play the same way that an international professional athlete would. They would need basically the same visa that a professional athlete would need. Hopefully that makes sense. But the biggest thing is international student athletes do not have the ability right now to earn NIL, any type of NIL money, including the revenue share, because they do not have the proper visas. Lastir has entered into a lawsuit in order to get that changed. So right now, the judge does not agree that international students should have those types of visas, especially if they are NIL eligible in NIL eligible sports, which are all of them at this point now. So they are going through trying to figure out how they're going to adjust the qualifications for these visas so that way international students can start getting paid to play. That's pretty much the biggest deal, is that.
That's crazy.
Yes. So basically it's called, she basically applied for a P1A visa, which is the type of visa that would allow her to get paid. She was denied initially, and that's why she sued, because she felt like as an international student in an NIL era, she should be able to have that type of visa. So now, they basically are arguing that, how are they going to basically justify that these athletes need these types of visas? And the judge basically ruled that they need to figure it out. That's pretty much what she said. She was like, I don't agree. We need to have a different type of visa. We need to figure this out. So now they're working on how they're going to get these types of visas without causing like issues. But also, if I could just be on my political soapbox for just a moment, I don't understand why we have all these different types of visas. Like, this is a bit much. But anyways, because I feel like it just feels like a bit much. But anyways, that's the biggest update, is that they're going to try to figure out if international athletes can have P1A visas, so that way they can earn NIL revenue.
And again, if the NCAA was prepared beforehand, this all could have probably been.
Well, this is actually a government thing. I don't think the
It's a government problem. It really is.
Even the judge saying they have to figure it out is low key crazy, because I don't know if they can just figure that out. I work with a lot of international students in my job, and the visa situation is like crazy. Like, there's so many things that they have to do, even to just like you know,
to get
just
sponsored and all of that for their internships. It's crazy.
Like, so like my job, for example, right? You want people to get jobs afterwards. We have to code our program in a certain way that they are allowed to work. So like, we have to like put certain things, like they had to like, in the creation of our program, they had to like put certain things in as like a degree requirement and stuff like that, so that students are able to work. And then even if they work, if they're getting paid to work, they have to submit like
it's
extra
totally
paperwork, and it's not a different visa. They just have to submit paperwork,
status,
and like I have to like, me and like 3 other people have to approve it. Like, it has to say like, this job is related to them being in school. They're not just working to make money. Like, this is a requirement for their program. It doesn't matter that they got paid, and then it has to go through a bunch of other things. So like, yeah, I hope that they get
paid. It's a bit much,
but it is definitely going to be an uphill battle that it shouldn't be. And just pay them under the table. Bagmen exist. Actually, no, don't do that. They would never be allowed back in the United States. Never mind.
Okay, so the case basically will now move forward to assess whether POA meets the other qualifications needed in order to obtain a professional visa. Because in order to obtain a professional visa, that includes that the athlete has to the athlete has to prove that they are competing at an internationally recognized level of performance. So so now the case is going to move forward to determine whether or not POA specifically can even get a P1A based on what the actual requirements for a P1A is, which of course is different than the one that's for the student one, because when you're a student and you get a student visa, you basically are agreeing not to work. That's what the student visa is.
Yes.
So once students start working, then they have to Jordan's point, have all this other extra paperwork and sponsorship and all of that in order to get paid. So and now since she's an athlete, it makes more sense to do the professional athlete visa, but there's other things that they have to prove for that. So that's basically what the judge is saying.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. But the reason why it's so complicated is because Americans don't want non-Americans in the country. So they're like, oh no, you're going to apply as a student and then come steal our jobs. And it's like, I don't give a fuck if somebody wants to work. But like, that's the thing. It's like, they don't want people to come here and say, I'm coming as a student and be here forever and work jobs and all these other kind of things. So they make you jump through all these sort of hoops to make sure that you're staying, that you're doing the intention of your visa. But because of that, you then have to create a million visas, because you need one for diplomats, you need one for students, you need one for permanent residents, you need one for spouses of government employees, you need one for spouses of citizens. Like, you need one just to visit, you need one if your kid is graduating. Like, there's all these sort of classifications because you don't want people doing things so like, it just becomes a major hassle. So
that's what I was saying. It's stupid. Like, all these different visas, having all these different types, like, we're doing a lot. America is doing a lot.
Yeah. The next and last piece of news, which we mentioned, hey, the ACC said this, let's see if they actually do it. The ACC is eyeing 10 Power 4 games in a new schedule format, just like the SEC. The Big Ten has not announced anything yet, but the Big Ten is weird because they used to have this requirement, and I can't tell if they got rid of it or if they just like stopped enforcing it. So like I don't know if the Big Ten is gonna like announce something or whatnot, but essentially we are one step closer to all the Big Ten, the ACC, and the SEC requiring 10 Power 4 games. The ACC is also looking at their scheduling format. So the ACC currently has 17 teams. So the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the SEC all play 9 conference games. Because the ACC has 17 teams, they can't actually play 9 conference games because one team would play 8. So they're debating either staying at 8 conference games and just requiring all of their teams to play 2 power games so they still get to the number 10, or if they're going to go to 9. One thing that would make sense, that it doesn't seem like they want to do, but the easiest way to do it is to count Notre Dame games as conference games. Notre Dame plays 5 ACC games a year. Notre Dame doesn't need to be in the conference. This can be on the conference. But if you play Notre Dame and you count it as a conference game, that effectively means in football you have 18 teams instead of 17. I don't know if they're not going to do it because like Notre Dame thinks it's weird or whatever. Regardless, no matter what they do with conference games, they are most likely going to approve 10 Power 4 games. If they approve it, the Big Ten is either going to continue theirs, but actually like enforce it or reinstate it. I do know for a fact they used to have it. I just don't know when they stopped doing it. Maybe it was around the pandemic. I don't know. But either way, we are another one step closer to all of the power conferences being required to play 10 Power 4 games, and then also potentially them all having nine conference games, although again the ACCs may end up being 8+2 because they have 17 teams, which is fucking idiotic. I don't know why they ever accepted 17 teams. You should always have equal number of teams in conferences. Like they just the math was never going to make sense.
They probably thought somebody
You
would
know, they
join
tried.
eventually.
They did their best. There was a lot going on with the ACC. There's still a lot going on.
Truly. All right, to move on to our Power Sweep segment, as a reminder for those of you who are new, our Power Sweep segment is where we do a sweep through the industry and we talk about the games that happened the last week. The first game that happened, I only have 2 things to say about this, and it's really only one. Mike Gundy's getting fired.
Oh, yes.
Tulsa beat Oklahoma State 19-12.
Isn't Tulsa ranked?
No.
Tulsa is Oklahoma Kent
not
State.
Good.
Oh,
actually, let me not disrespect Tulsa.
The way he said,
they're Oklahoma, Miami of Ohio. They're not Kent bad. No. They're Kent State. Miami of Ohio actually be winning some games. Tulsa is Oklahoma.
I'm about
Kent
to say
State.
Miami of Ohio. I've heard of them winning. I've not heard of Tulsa winning.
Tulsa is Oklahoma Kent State University, and they beat Oklahoma State at Oklahoma State. This is like Kent State paying Ohio State paying Kent State $5 million to come to Columbus and beat their ass. Mike Gundy already almost got fired last year, and then whatever. I'll save that because we have a hot seat segment. So Tulsa, this is the first time they beat Oklahoma State in like 57 years.
Since 1950 something.
Yeah, it was since 1954. So that's 70 years or something like
70,
that. Yeah.
That's 70-something years.
I knew there was a 50 somewhere. I couldn't remember if it was...
That's 71 years.
Yeah.
71.
Come on, math.
Dante
is smart.
Yeah, so it's just like you can't do things that haven't happened for 71 years. Like the only thing you can do that hasn't happened for 71 years is positive. Like if you haven't won a national championship in 71 years and you do it, cool. If you haven't won your conference in 71 years and you do it, cool. If you haven't beat Oklahoma State in 71 years and you do it, that's amazing.
Great.
You can't lose for the first time. If you haven't lost
in 71 years.
71 years and expect to keep your job. You can't.
It can't happen.
Oh my gosh.
They wouldn't even allow black people to play football 71 years ago.
No, literally.
Was baseball integrated 70? No, baseball wasn't even. Jackie Robinson wasn't playing baseball. Wasn't playing in the MLB 71 years ago. Was he? Jackie Robinson wasn't 54. I think it was close though.
60s. I thought Jackie Robinson was in the 60s. Am I insane?
Well, we're gonna find out. We don't want to.
Whatever. We're googling it, people. The point is that coach is getting fired, and we knew that.
1947.
Jackie Robinson.
Oh,
yes.
In the 40s.
Oh, all right.
1947.
They had just
period.
integrated baseball. Like
Baseball,
that's
they
how
just
long
started
ago
letting
this
black
was.
people walk around without
without
needing papers. Like what?
Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't even Martin Luther King Jr. Dog. Like what are you talking?
Martin
That's
Luther
how
King
long
Jr.
ago that was.
Literally just junior. He was just a weed lad.
Man, was he even in college yet? We're not going to do that math. We're not going to do that. That doesn't matter.
The point is, segregation was still incredibly legal, and black people were still dying unnecessarily for things.
That is the last
time
Tulsa
beat people.
Yeah.
Actually, did the Tulsa
No, DJ. Let's not go there. Because we'll be on that for 20 minutes. Okay. All right. So
they love to act like that shit didn't happen, and we all know that shit actually did. Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
because I could go Google. I almost
two people that were there are still alive.
Listen.
Okay.
Speaking of riots,
speaking of death,
and death and all things.
Wait a minute.
Ding
like
dong,
these niggas.
the witch is dead.
Oh, no one mourns the wicked.
Oh, the evil witch in the south is dead.
The wicked witch that wears orange is dead.
Listen. I think I was watching. What time was that game on?
It was like a 12 o'clock game. Yeah.
Noon. Okay. So I think it was Michigan, Nebraska I was watching.
But also, sorry, it was noon, but it got
Michigan,
weather
Nebraska
delayed.
was midday.
It got weather delayed. So you may have been watching Michigan, Nebraska because it didn't finish until later.
Was it? Oh, they played that long?
I think I was watching that game, and I look over, or they show a highlight of Syracuse scoring a touchdown. And I was like, no fucking way they're gonna pull this off.
Yeah,
because I think they had the lead at that point.
Yeah,
I was like, nah, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I didn't see it until the next day. I didn't see it till today, or like late, like early this morning. I saw a clip of him crying. I was like, they lost. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
Clemson is 1-3, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't clocked it, we were talking about Clemson. Clemson is 1-3, ladies and gentlemen.
1-3.
They lost to Syracuse yesterday. And today is a good fucking day. Asia Wilson is MVP, and I may not have to talk about Clemson for the rest of the season. Love that for me.
This is just like, you want something, and you like, okay, I think I'm gonna get it. Like I think
that's their second. That's their second conference game, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't.
Yes, it was. So they also
they played Georgia Tech.
So
yes.
Yeah. So we also don't have to.
They can't do anything. Yeah.
They can't win the conference. They can't do anything. Yes. And so this is going to be such a bad like pool because I'm sure like neither one of you saw this video, but on TikTok there was this kid, right? He wanted a dirt bike for Christmas, and his mom was like, "I got you a dirt bike." He opens it up and it was like a toy dirt bike, and he was like so happy. And then, but the kid wanted like a real dirt bike, but he was super happy with like the toy dirt bike. And then his dad like wheels in the dirt bike and like, like revs it up, and he realizes that he actually got a real dirt bike, and he like breaks down crying. That's how I feel. Like I wanted Clemson to be bad. And Clemson lost a game, and I was like, that was my toy dirt bike. And I was like, I will accept this toy dirt bike. Like, I will accept this. And then they walked in, and then they walked in with a real dirt bike and revved the engine, and now I'm about to break down fucking crying because I got a real dirt bike. Like, that's how I feel about this. Like, this is so much better than I expected. This is so much better than I expected. It's 4 weeks in. It is still September. And Clemson's done. Like,
lost 3 times. I know.
There's nothing better than
it's very thrilling.
Done.
It's very thrilling.
This was Florida State from last year.
Yeah,
this is like,
it was.
It was just like, wow, you're already done. Let's go.
If I would have asked for this, I would have felt selfish. Like if I would have been like, I want Clemson to have 3 losses by September, I'd have felt selfish, and I got it anyway. Look at God.
This is my toy dirt bike. Might
crazy,
be the name of this
episode.
I
wasn't even thinking about Clemson. Like I didn't even care. Didn't even think about Clemson. And next thing I know, I'm like, they lost to Georgia Tech. Interesting. I was like, that's interesting. And then you lose to Syracuse. You're not seeing the top 25 ever again.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
You guys tried.
For those of
Goodbye.
you,
Y'all know I don't want to talk about Clemson ever, especially after last year. So Clemson losing is great. Now, we also lost, and we'll get there.
Yeah. So for those of you who didn't watch the game, I just have to describe how this game went, because how the game went, it made it even better. So Clemson scores on their first drive. Syracuse scores on the first drive, 7 plays, 75 yards, which is interesting because, like, you know, sometimes you score on like big plays and it's like, okay, what happened? They drove up and down the field. And then because Syracuse doesn't respect Clemson, they do like not an onside kick, but you know the kick where you kick it at a person and it hits them. They do that basically like a trick kickoff. They get the ball back.
Squib kick.
Yeah, squib kick. They squib kicked it at a person. They get the ball back. They
has a name.
Yes. So a squib kick is not always at a person, but the type of kick is a squib kick. It's just where you don't kick it deep.
Yeah.
So then they get the ball back.
I just didn't know it had a name.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
So then they get the ball back. They go up 10-0. Clemson scores a touchdown. It's 10-7. And now you're like, okay, this Syracuse shit was cute, but Clemson's figured it out. Nope, not what happened. Syracuse scores 2 more touchdowns. They go up 24-7. And then this is where it really feels like the game is over. Clemson scores a touchdown. It is 24-14 at half. Clemson gets the ball back right before half, and it looks like they're about to kick a field goal. It doesn't end up happening. And then there's like a 7-hour delay. And so you think this is going to help Clemson. They're down 24-14. They get the ball back coming out of half. They're going to come back. They're going to win this game. This is what always happens. This is what happens. This is how Georgia beat Tennessee, all of these sort of things. And instead, Syracuse defense didn't allow another touchdown until there was 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Syracuse ends up going up 34-14 and the game is over. Like, this was a ass whooping start to finish. And this is not sort of what you expect. This is not how you think the game's going to go, especially because it wasn't a bunch of big plays. They just beat them. And to celebrate this,
love it.
I just have to play this clip, because while he is weird because he does not shower, Fran Brown, yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
Does he take baths?
So hold on. That's not, sorry. Fran Brown said, when I lose, my wife doesn't let me sleep in the bed because I'm not going to shower that night because I'm so angry. And then he said, only winners get washed, insinuating that he only showers after wins because he's so angry that they lost, which is some nasty nigga shit. So that sticks with me, because why would you say that? And he actually, in this interview that I'm about to play, he explained it, but like, no, still gross. That's not the point. He may be the funniest coach in college football, and so please,
he's got to be saying stuff like that.
I need you to hear this, because
he's got to be.
Listen.
Deal with guys getting poached. I don't even care, bro. Dudes be trying to push up on my wife. She bad. It's just the game, right? Yeah. That's what they do. I don't care, but like, don't let me find out, and then I see it. 'Cause I ain't no bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
But you take it that personal if like a school comes in and gets a guy?
But like, I'm gonna come at you, like, what's up, yo? Like, all right, well, I'm gonna see you, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple dudes I called, and they try, hey, lose my line. You be like, damn, shut up.
Okay.
They said, how do you feel about the transfer portal? He said, my wife is bad. They be trying to steal my wife all the time. I ain't no bitch. That is the funniest thing a football coach may have ever said. I'm sorry. When you have all these coaches.
I thought that was a player.
No, that's the head coach.
No, that was the coach.
That is the head coach. Bruh, when you have all these coaches crying about NIL and the transfer portal and all these things, for this coach to be like, I don't care if you try to take my player. My bitch bad. But just know, me personally,
if I hear about
it, I ain't no bitch. You gonna have to see me. Like, that is, and there are other clips that is beautiful. There are other. Hold on. I wish that I could find this. If I find it, even if it's out of the order of the show, like he had so many good quotes about the game. Like, they asked him, like, did he care about like, they asked him if he cared about being an underdog. And he was basically just like, he was like, do I care about being an underdog? Vegas said Canelo was going to win, and Bud Crawford said different. So I was just like, bro, it is just like,
hey, yo, fair enough.
Like, all right, bro. Like, we saying my wife bad. You saying I'm not no bitch. Like, you talking about fucking.
He doesn't shower.
But, well, that one's not funny. That's just nasty. You talking about hold on. I think I found it. Hold on.
I don't care about what Vegas said. Nah, Vegas said Canelo was about to win, but You know what I'm saying? Crawford said different, right? So, I mean, I don't really pay attention to that. I'm not allowed to gamble or bet on us, so I don't pay attention to that.
I'm not
I'm just
allowed to
focused
gamble.
on just today, really. Like the first quarter, just trying to do that. That's cool. I like being underdog. I've been underdog my whole life, right? 50 got a good song, Hate It or Love It, the underdog's on top. You know, you should listen to that sometime. Pretty cool.
Me.
That's my song.
I'm Raps MVP.
Right. And I'm
Who
sorry.
is this regular dude, dog?
And the same week, he drops My Wife Bad, I Ain't No Bitch, Bud Crawford beat Canelo, and Hate It or Love It by 50 Cent. And then he goes out and whoops on Clemson. He's having the best week possible.
I did not know that Syracuse had such a hood nigga head coach. I'm looking for
Me
it.
neither. Me neither.
I did not realize that.
Me neither. I was not familiar.
I was not
with
familiar.
Syracuse game.
I was not familiar. We need more hood niggas in charge. We really do.
I'm saying, and it's funny because this is the same coach who made his players run after the game after a win. Like
because they messed up, right?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, he wasn't happy with how they beat a team. So on the football field, like it was fucking high school, he made his players run sprints.
Yep.
This all happened in 2 weeks. Do you know how? Like, I'm sorry, that's cool. Like, I hate to say it, but that's cool. And also,
no, it is cool.
You can only do that. Like, he's the perfect coach at Syracuse because, like, you can't do that at Ohio State. You can't do that at Alabama. Like, you can't make all these 5-star players run gassers after you win by like 20 points, right? Like, again, Ryan Day's white, so he's not going to do it. But like, you can't go up there and rap 50 Cent lyrics, right? Like, you can't rap 50 Cent lyrics at an Ohio State press conference. But at Syracuse, you can do all of that, and the swagger helps you get players. And then you go and back it up by beating Clemson.
Period.
And you beat Clemson.
Like beat them.
Like not even close. Like you beat them.
Like the game was won.
That's hilarious.
All right, let's move on to Texas Tech and Utah because Jordan is getting unhinged.
Listen, Texas Tech, Utah.
Texas Tech, Utah. Thank God for Texas Tech's backup quarterback. Thank God for Will Hammond. That's all I got to say for that one.
Personally,
I didn't think I knew not to watch that game.
But so the thing is, like, the final score is 34-10, but this was a close game until the backup quarterback got in. And then he said, he said, hey,
hold my beer.
Morton.
Sit down, everyone.
Deadass. He said, Baron Morton, I respect that you won this job, but I ain't no bitch. 50 Cent said I've been an underdog my whole life. So let me go out here and show you what to do. And they put it on Utah,
Syracuse coach.
And yeah,
they just started
funny,
smacking ass.
And it's interesting because they repeat things, which is annoying, but sometimes the first time they say it, it's interesting. You don't have to say it 20 times, but the first time you say it's interesting.
Hate when they do that.
And Will Hammond was a highly rated recruit. Like he had offers to Oregon, he had offers to Penn State. Like this is not like an underdog story.
Yeah,
it's just a recruiting win. It's sort of the beginning of Texas Tech's arc, right? Like I didn't remember it until they said it 17 times, but I remember this recruitment because people were like, wow, Texas Tech pulled a really highly rated quarterback and they kept him home instead of him going away to these other places. And so then he sits because he's a freshman and they have a starter, and then to go down and immediately be like, yeah, this is why Oregon wanted me. This is why Penn State wanted, like, this is why these teams wanted me, but I stayed home. And then Texas Tech goes and spends all this money. And here's the thing, like, very happy for Texas Tech. I watched the whole game. This is not a national championship contender, but that doesn't matter because if they have the same exact season that Indiana had last year, which we're going to talk about Indiana, they're going to be happy. If they go 11-1 and go to the playoffs, they're going to be happy. Like they're doing something that they've never done before, and it looks like they're going to be able to build off of it because their billionaire benefactor's not going to go broke, and they have a quarterback who, even if he doesn't start even if they give it back to the senior, he's going to be the next quarterback for the next 2 or 3 years. So, like, Texas Tech had a game. And unfortunately for Utah, Devin Dampier, racism in Utah just went up.
Excuse me?
Utah accepted a black quarterback, and then he had the worst game of his life. And I know racism in Utah went up. Like
I don't
they
think
this
said,
man
I don't even think that's
have this
possible. I think
man
Utah actually
arrested.
does have peak level racism because their
Have
governor
this
said
man
he
arrested.
prayed that an immigrant was the one who shot Charlie Kirk. So I
And
think that they have reached generational levels of
that's
racism
beautiful.
in Utah already.
if they could arrest Devin Dampierre for that performance, they would. And it sucks because he's a good
probably.
quarterback. He is a good quarterback. Like, I hate that this happened to him, but he had the worst game possible. And then Will Hammond comes out the sideline playing fucking spaghetti.
Hero ball.
Spaghetti on my t-shirt, fucking Eminem, and just fucking balls on him. Like, yeah.
Now he said, now he was playing Lose Yourself.
Not
the
lose
moment
yourself.
you want
Yes.
it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot.
Will
You
Hammond
get a chance to blow.
I'm crying. Will Hammond came into the game.
He took his shot.
Yeah.
Will Hammond came into the game in the third quarter and put together 4 scoring drives in a row. He went on, and he eventually goes on to throw for 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he rushed for 61 yards. So
Yeah.
he had himself quite a game. Devin Dampierre threw for 162 yards, but he also did throw 2 interceptions. I believe.
I think he
Utah
also had a fumble.
230 something.
They had 4 turnovers total, I think.
Yeah, I also think he had a fumble.
Can't do that.
I know he had the 2 interceptions, but I also think he fumbled.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't do that.
Mm-mm.
Can't do that.
Yep. So,
Damn it,
you know,
Steelers, come on now.
it be like that sometimes.
It do.
But we did say that Texas Tech and Utah were going to be the top teams in what conference is this? In the Big 12. I was like,
I still
know
think
these conferences.
I still think Utah can be good too. Like they literally just played their worst game at the worst possible moment.
At the worst time.
Because
yeah.
until Eminem came in the game, this was a close game. And if Devin Dampierre didn't throw the ball away, they could have still won. And then Will Hammond came in and laid the hammer down. Get Hammond. No, I'm just playing. So, anyways,
yeah.
All right, it's time to
next
move
game.
on to Michigan, Nebraska.
We're staying in Texas.
Oh.
It's TCU.
We don't have
SMU.
to. We don't. Have to.
This is listen.
Okay. I would rather not discuss it. Actually,
SMU has 2 or 3 losses, and it's unfortunate because and I'm not joking. Every time that I've watched SMU play, I'm like, they're not bad. Like, I don't know, they make a couple mistakes and the teams capitalize on it. But honestly, the thing with TCU is they had a wide receiver go like fucking
Eric
Super
McAllister
Saiyan.
Decided yesterday was his day. 254 yards and 3 fucking touchdowns.
And it's just like, and it's
that's
like
national player of the week type of
8 catches.
Yeah.
8 catches, by the way. 254 yards on
every
8
time.
catches.
That is national player of the week.
I literally cannot believe that yesterday was the day that he decided, you know what? I haven't shown y'all who I really am. This nigga here, I was exhausted and I did not do anything. I was exhausted. I was like, I don't know if I even want to watch the rest of this. Especially when he had the 70-yard one, I was like, I've turned it. Turn this TV off. Turn this TV off. I'm done.
And it was like 70 yards on like, it was like, the 70-yard one. Okay, so if you play the college football video game, there are things that happen where you're like, what the fuck? Like, that wouldn't happen in real life. But it does happen in real life. Because he caught the ball and immediately broke 2 like, he was in the process of catching the ball, and they tried to tackle him, and they just bounced off like it was a video game, and he ran for 70 yards. That literally just happened to me yesterday when I was playing the video game. Someone threw a screen, 3 people tried to tackle him, he bounced off and ran 80 yards. Like, it happens. Like, literally, I was just like, okay. And this was not like the main game that I was watching. And literally every time I looked up, he was catching the ball and scoring a touchdown. And so then afterwards, I went to look at the stats. And it's, that one of those things where like sometimes the stats don't match your eyes. No, they matched. They matched the eyes today. Because he was balling.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And it's crazy.
I didn't even see the 4th touchdown.
The problem.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say the problem for me is this is now the 2nd time that we've lost while being up in the 4th quarter. So this is giving me concern that the team does not know how to win games, and that's problematic. We had a 99.2% chance of winning the Baylor game with the last 3 or 4 minutes left in the game. That 0.8% kicked our ass. what is this about us being up in the fourth and not being able to actually put the win together? What is up with the breakdown that is happening at the end of the game? I need y'all to fuck it up at the beginning, not at the end. Like, that is where I'm at. Because now I don't believe that SMU knows how to win games.
Yeah, and
That might be an aggressive reaction, but I don't believe we know how to win games.
It's true because it happened multiple times, right? So SMU goes up 24-21 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and this is what happens next. 3-play, 75-yard drive touchdown, and this was a 70-yard touchdown. So immediately after you go up, you give up a 70-yard touchdown, and then they have a 3-and-out, and then they give up a 6-play 75-yard drive. So back-to-back touchdowns. This was a 44-yard touchdown. In the fourth. This was a 44-yard touchdown. So
guy?
in two
same guy.
Same
no,
guy.
Actually, no, I don't think it was.
No, it was.
It was. Yeah.
And then
he ran all over us, literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
So he had 2 touchdowns and 100 and something yards with less than 10 minutes left in the fourth. He literally put the team on his back. And then they get the ball back, they throw an interception, and then they get a turnover on downs, and they throw another interception. Kevin Jennings had 2 interceptions, but he had them at literally the worst time. He had them in the fourth quarter when they were trying to go back. And so it's, I think you're right in that it's unfortunate. They don't know how to win. And Kevin Jennings is a good quarterback, but when at all he faces adversity, he loses it and sort of spirals, and he starts throwing interceptions, and then it's impossible for you to come back. And that's not ideal.
He can't recover very well. He does not recover well. And that's the thing that I feel like is just something that you just learn as a starter. Like you have to learn, and you have to get the reps and learn how to recover from fuck ups, because when you're a college quarterback, you're going to fuck stuff up. Like nobody's playing the game perfectly. So we're not expecting that, but we're expecting that when you do throw an interception, when you do get sacked, when you do have those moments, that you're able to like bounce back and still make good decisions after that. And that's what worries me. I mean, niggas is out here getting second most receiving yards in school history on our asses. Like, that is just, I'm sorry. And this is the last time we played TCU. This is the last, allegedly, this is the last time we played TCU. And this is what happened. Like, oh my God, please. Like, this is probably the worst way for us to end a 100+ year series against TCU. Like,
truly.
It's just... And this is the thing is what I said this to my coworkers, and they want to look at me like I'm tripping. I said, us going to CFP in our first year is going to come back to bite us a lot quicker than y'all think. And it's coming back to bite us already, because the expectations are extremely high, as they should be. But also, what happened last year was a genuine, this is my opinion, I don't give a fuck. Yes, I'm proud of us, but last year was a genuine anomaly. That is not normal shit that's supposed to happen. Because now look what's going on. And I don't want to overreact, because I'm sure we will recover. But
we're
already at 2 losses. It took us like 8 weeks last year to hit 2 losses.
Yeah. The only thing that I would say is you still like, and not saying that you are not, but in these situations, because anomalies will happen, you just have to celebrate it and just be happy that it happened. And then you just deal with each season, from there on out. You can't be
It's a new
mad
year
at the
every year.
success. Right. So it was wonderful that happened. And it's great that the coach showed the ability to do it. Even if it doesn't happen again this year, you know that you have the ability to do it. But
it also might have just been that team. It also might have just been the schedule working out the way that it is. Like, there's so many other like factors to it, and unfortunately, the culture at SMU is like, okay, we did that, so now we need to do that every year. And I'm sure everybody feels like that. Like, I'm not saying that's a specifically SMU thing, but I'm just saying like, it's like everybody wants to get worried and everybody wants to get weird, and SMU is kind of fair weathery in a way. So like the community is so like. Them stadiums are we're not selling out stadiums unless we're winning. Like, that's what's going on at SMU. Like, if we're not winning, there's nobody there. So like, and that's not, and I'm saying that to say, because there are some schools where even if they're losing, people are still in the stands. We are not that kind of school.
Yeah.
So, and we don't have the community connection enough for people to just show up just to be there. Cause like, that's just not what we got going on. So that's what also concerns me is like as a SMU staff person, from like a revenue standpoint, like we need to pull it together.
Yeah.
Like, we need to pull it together.
Speaking about needing to pull it together, I understand that this offseason I came across as a Dylan Raiola apologist, and I am tripling down. No, sorry. I'm only doubling down. I would triple down, but I need him to get rid of the Mahomes stuff. And I also need him to have some self what's the word, like self-reflection, because he was like, I see the Mahomes stuff and I don't get it, and it's hilarious because ESPN or Fox or
yes.
whoever this
He needs some
game,
self-awareness.
whoever was doing this game is childish because they played the clip of him saying that and then did screenshots of him
Like a edit.
copying everything that Mahomes does, and it's him in the background saying like, Mahomes has become like a mentor to me, but I don't get why people keep bringing it up. I am my own person and I'm proud of who I am, and it's just a montage of like 7 different pictures of him
when I tell you
what everything Mahomes does.
When I tell
that
you,
was so petty. That was so petty.
I was rolling because I was like, why they do that?
Yeah, they did not have to do him like that.
Who is
the
doing
Dylan Raiola
it?
edits have been getting very unhinged.
But it was during the game. Like I expect that on TikTok or Twitter. It was
wait, what?
Yeah, it was the game broadcast.
That was during.
It was during the game broadcast. They did it, and I said, "Y'all are childish."
I was like, who is doing this?
Yeah, it was.
As you can see, I did not.
this?
I tuned into the game later because one thing that Denasia is not doing. Say it with me, class. Watching Michigan. I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So
you missed a good game.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
Good game.
So
I don't watch cheaters. That is not something that I do. I don't care, and I hate yellow. So no, I will not be watching this shit.
to continue my Dylan Raiola apology tour. Listen, Dylan, I understand you're never gonna hear this, but I understand why you went to Nebraska. I understand that you wanted to start immediately. You're gonna have 2 years of film. Please leave and go to a real team, because everyone, like a lot of people, the reason why like this whole like I became like a Dylan apologist or whatever, as I'm joking, is because people were acting like he was bad. This is arguably one of the biggest games of his life. He went 30 for 41, 308 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and he did that while getting sacked 7 times.
A bunch of times. I saw that.
Every time he had. Any time he had in the pocket, he was dicing up Michigan. And then any other time he was sacked or running for his life, a lot of these 41 were throwaways. He had like, if they would have won this game and he was 30 for 41, 308 yards and 3 touchdowns, people would be praising him. He had a really good game. And I saw people say like, oh, Dylan Raiola, he needs to be quicker in the pocket. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. The other problem, like sometimes when we critique quarterbacks, we also need to look at the routes. Like I saw someone like talking about him, and I'm watching the game and there's not a single route within 10 yards. And it's the 3rd quarter. You've already given up 4 sacks. Why are you running 10 to 15-yard routes when you know you can't block them? Like, where's the fucking slants? Where's the quick outs? Where's he can't do a check down because there's not a check down. I literally looking at the screen, and like the screen is tight on the games. I'm looking at the screen, and there's not a fucking receiver in view. There's not a receiver in camera because they're all downfield, and he gets sacked again. And so it's just like Dylan played well.
So can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
As if you're a person who doesn't know football schemes that well, like what do you mean by you got to look at the routes? Like, are you basically saying that you felt like the receivers were out too far and that they should have been closer?
The route tree takes too long for how bad the offensive line is.
Exactly.
So it's just
so basically the offensive line is not blocking long enough for Dylan Raiola to actually have real time to look and actually find a receiver. So he needs receivers to basically pinch up a little bit, and for him to at least get a screen or get a quicker get the ball out quicker, so that way he doesn't have to stand in the pocket for so long. And if you're not a football. If you know football but you don't know it, the pocket is basically that space that's created by the O-line with them blocking.
Yes.
And the O-line's not that good, so he doesn't have time to stand there.
And when
there's
you
like
don't,
1 or 2 people in his face every single time.
When you don't have a good offensive line, you want to throw routes between 0 and 10 yards because you can get the ball out really quick. You got to think about it. Even if you're really fast, how long does it take you to run 10, 15, 20 yards? It takes you 2, 3, 4 seconds. Especially because they're not running straight. They're going in and out. They're moving around traffic. But he didn't have 2, 3, 4 seconds. And there was nothing for him to get the ball out quick, to move it. And that's how he gets 7 sacks. And so I'm watching this game and I'm like, Dylan's playing good. Like he's outplaying Bryce Underwood. Michigan wins this game. Bryce Underwood went 12 of 22, 105 yards. He did not look good. But I don't want to say
they didn't really need him.
But that's the thing. They didn't need him, and this is why, because Nebraska lost this game on 3 plays. Nebraska, in my opinion, outplayed Michigan throughout the game.
Nebraska could have won.
Nebraska
could have won.
They lost this on 3 plays, and the 3 plays were as follows. Bryce Underwood run up the middle for 37 yards.
Oh, 50. That's what it's also.
And then,
okay, yeah.
hold on. Justice Haynes, running back, run up the middle for 75-yard touchdown. And then Jordan Marshall, run to the outside, 54-yard touchdown. Michigan had 290 rushing yards. They got 166 rushing yards on 3 plays and 3 touchdowns on 3 plays. The rest of the game, they had 28 carries for 124 yards. That's 4.4 yards per carry. 4 yards per carry is good in the NFL. Like 4 yards isn't bad. But in college, you really want 5, 6, or 7 because college defenses aren't that good. So realistically, they held Michigan. Like 28 carries for 4.4 yards. Like that's not an amazing day. But you give up 3 long touchdowns. That's 21 points, and you lose by 3 points.
Yeah.
It's even just one of those, you win the game. And it's just like Dylan's doing all these good things. Even the defense is playing well for most of it. And then they just miss a tackle touchdown, miss a tackle touchdown, miss a tackle touchdown. And that's credit to Michigan for having the athletes to do that.
Yeah, Dylan had 2 interceptions, correct?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
And I think the one it was
early.
Yeah, it was early. He threw a quick out because he thought he had man coverage.
Yes.
And I was like,
I was
like, he thought he had man coverage, and he had somebody right here.
Yeah.
As soon as he went back, he was right there. I was like, that's why he threw that pick.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was trying to get rid of it real fast.
And he was
because I think later on they ran that same play, but they did motion. He realized it was zone, and he ate it up immediately.
Yeah. And so it's just like it's unfortunate because a lot of people. And this is not a critique of people who don't understand football, but it's a critique of people who don't understand and then make declarations about human beings. They're going to say he's a bad quarterback when he had one of the best games of his young career, and they lost the game not because of him. Michigan had 3 runs for 166 yards and 3 touchdowns, and they lost the game by 3. He did everything that he could, and I just need Nebraska to stop, or I need him to leave. Like, please go to a different team so that you can get real NFL tape. Because at this point, it's just 7 sacks.
It's bad play calling.
And you didn't change the play calling at all. You didn't help him out at all. Like, that to me is not. That's unfortunate.
Who's the head coach of Nebraska? Who's the play caller?
Dana Holgerson.
The fact that you know that,
I think that offensive line, it just might not be talented enough. It really just could be that.
But it's not. But also then the play calling doesn't help.
You're right, because the play calling was bad.
The play calling was cheap.
Because even with the 7 sacks in play calling, they still scored 27 points. So if you stop some of the sacks and you do some better play calling, like you probably get another touchdown.
You can't outplay bad play calling.
and Michigan gets the ball less, so there's less chance they get these big runs. Like you have the ball more, but instead they just kept giving Michigan the ball because they kept allowing sacks. And so it was unfortunate. I still think Nebraska is going to be a good team. Not great, good for them. Like I still think they can get to 8 or 9
still make
wins,
a bowl
like
game.
whatever. Like it's still going to be a good season for them, but you can kind of see the potential.
they were famining at one point. There was no good football to be had in Nebraska. So at this point, them winning 3 games, this was their first loss. This is not the worst thing that could happen.
When I tell you missed the game, I think Michigan had a long touchdown drive before the half, scores a touchdown.
Yes.
Nebraska 2 plays, touchdown. In the half.
Yeah. They throw a Hail Mary.
He throws a Hail Mary, catches it, falls into the touchdown.
And when
I literally go, oh my God, he caught it.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it worked.
It was crazy.
It was a great game.
So we're going long. We'll skip the next game. All I will say is that Oklahoma beat Auburn. No one cares about the SEC. Oklahoma had 10 sacks. 10 sacks. Like that was the
Auburn
theme.
Quarterback is booty cheeks dust.
That was the theme of this week. Because there's another team. The next team we're talking about had 7 sacks as well. The defenses were feasting.
They were defending.
Feast at literally. And then
goodness gracious.
And then but the one thing I will say,
Miami's defense look good, and Miami's defense is
speaking and the last thing, because y'all know I love to critique coaches. The one thing that I would say, I really do need coaches to play Madden and to play NCAA so they can learn things, so that they can see the recommended plays. This is all I'm going to say. I'm not saying that Auburn would have won the game. Auburn is backed up. There's like a minute and a half left, and Oklahoma is 20 yards off, right? So when they're 20 yards off, you're not going to throw the ball 20 yards. The thing to do is to throw it short so you can get out of the red zone, because if they're 20 yards off, you're going to pick up 10, 15 yards. What do? They run 3 straight plays where they run basically all go, deep routes, more of the story, and he gets sacked 3 straight times. They're 20 yards off the ball. Throw a fucking slant. Throw a dig. Like, throw anything in the middle. Like, you
Literally
have the
anything
time.
but a long
You're going
pass.
to pick
Like,
it
this
up.
is not the
and
moment.
then if you have good athletes, like, you have a chance that they break a tackle and get even more. Don't throw it 20 yards down the field when they're lining up 20 yards down the field. Throw a fucking slant. Like,
read the defense and take what they are giving you.
Play college
It's
football.
not hard.
Half your roster has
that's
college
funny.
football. Get in that scenario in college football and look at the recommended plays. I bet you it's not all fucking go. Like, for the love of
It might
God.
pop up once. It might pop up once. I ain't gonna lie to you. It might pop up
But there's like,
once.
yeah, you're right. It might pop up. But don't run that one. Like, yeah. So the last game we're going to talk about, Indonesia. I'm going to say something. I want you to just restrict your natural inclination, because we're not talking about this today. You know, you're gonna know when I
will
say
not.
it. You're gonna know what I
will
say.
not do it, but go ahead.
The state of Indiana is having a wonderful time. The Indiana Pacers go to the finals or wherever. That's why I gave you the warning. The Indiana Fever pull an upset and they're in the semifinals. The Colts are 2-0 and are currently up 17-3, and Danny fucking Dimes looks like a good quarterback. And then Indiana Hoosiers put belt to fucking ass.
Oh,
Multiple belts.
I mean,
Like,
multiple
belt
belts.
to an assembly
I
line
don't even
of
think belt to
belts.
ass is strict enough. It's switched to
Oh,
ass at this point. There was a switch involved.
Like,
There were no more
so
belts.
it
There was a
was-
switch involved.
They told Illinois, they said, go outside, go to the tree, pick a switch, and it better be a good one, because if I
It
go
better
out
be a
and
good
pick
one.
it, and then Illinois didn't pick a good switch. So then Indiana went
didn't.
outside and picked the switch.
And picked the one.
And
Yep.
then-
They said, yeah.
Like, 63.
Yeah. And another thing.
It was
didn't
so-
I tell
that
you that I
mean-
was going to be good again? Move your head. Didn't I tell you to stop saying it? Like, belt.
Get out of that crying.
Stop crying before I
Oh
give you
my
something to cry
God.
about. Like,
Oh my gosh.
No, because
Black
like
parents are so oxymoronic,
he-
but yes. Yes. Indiana.
they couldn't do anything.
No.
on him.
No, there was
No.
nothing. There was nothing
No.
to do.
They
No,
couldn't
Jordan was
do
like, yeah,
anything.
turn on Indiana, Illinois. Because mind you, I'm watching Miami, Florida, because that's supposed to be the game of the
I
night.
switched to Miami, Florida
That's supposed to be
because of the ass whooping.
Thank you. Miami, Florida is supposed to be the game of the night. It was generational ass cheekery.
Yeah.
So I'm already irritated, because I'm like, this is the worst football I've watched all day. Like, what the fuck is going on? This is supposed to be the primetime slot, and I'm over here watching Florida fight for their lives on every drive.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen.
I'm watching Mario
Listen.
Cristobal
I
make
saw that game, I was
poor
like,
play calls the
man.
entire game. He only scored 1 touchdown in the beginning and just decided that was all
Florida-
he needed.
Florida had like negative yards, and the score was 13-7.
They had negative yards.
It's like
They had
13-7.
negative
It's
yards.
like, what is
At one
Miami
point,
doing
DJ
for one?
Lagway was averaging negative
And then when I
1
finally saw
yards.
Miami doing, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
Oh,
they
breaking
kinda
news,
beating
y'all.
they up.
Breaking news. The Syracuse quarterback, Steve Angeli, will be out for the rest of the season. He tore his Achilles.
What the hell?
Hey,
So
my wife
we love
bad.
Syracuse.
My wife bad. That's what he said. He'll be all right. He said, I'll be all right. My
Okay.
wife's bad. Like, he will find
Right,
a bad.
right.
And that's the other thing. Like,
know
this
what?
is really sad for Stephen Jelly.
It
I
was
do
worth
hate that. But they lost their quarterback and still won. Their backup
They still won.
quarterbacks threw a touchdown. Like,
Yeah.
against Clemson, against this team that was supposed to be a national title contender, that was supposed to have 3 first-round picks, that was
I
going
don't
to
know
walk
why
through the
Clemson
ACC.
was considered a national title contender, though. Like, what are we talking about? We're talking about Clemson's
I think they
history at
had
this point, because
transfer.
we
They
can't be
had
talking
some
about.
transfer
Their
talent
knees
and
hurt,
stuff
that's
like that.
why.
We can't be talking about actual Clemson. Like, there's just no way.
No.
Anyways, back to what I was saying with Miami and Georgia. So Miami and Florida. So I'm sitting here watching generational booty cheek football, and then Jordan's like, oh, let's watch Indiana, Illinois. I'm like, great, let me turn it on the iPad. I turn it on the iPad. Every time I look over, Indiana is scoring a touchdown. What am I
Scoring a
watching?
touchdown.
The game wasn't supposed to be like that.
Bro, it was either Indiana scoring a touchdown, Indiana getting a sack.
That's it. That's it.
That was the whole game.
Hold on.
That was the whole game. It was sack, touchdown, sack, touchdown, sack, touchdown, sack, touchdown.
The game was so bad. Fernando Mendoza, who I like, by the way, he's a good quarterback.
Look, he has to clarify since he hates everyone.
No, like Dante can talk about, because like I didn't talk about it as much on our show because it wasn't the Big Ten show. I've been talking about Fernando Mendoza all summer. Like, I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah.
He goes 21 of 20. He goes 21 of 23, 267 yards and 5 touchdowns. And then it's like, well, why the hell did you have 2 incompletions? One of them was a throwaway, and the other was a drop.
Yep.
Yeah, he completed 17 straight passes on Illinois, and then they ran the ball as well. Like they ran the ball for 312 yards.
They were trying everything. At one point, I do believe they were like, you know what, this is practice. Let's just do whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
and I just I have to give so much credit to Kurt Signetti, because he came in. He said he literally said. In his first press conference, he said, "I win. Google me." And all he's done is fucking win. All he's done is win.
Yeah.
And that is so impressive. And me and Dante talked about it on the I-80 show. Like, I didn't pick Indiana to make the playoff, but it's only because of their schedule. We both agreed that we thought they were still going to be good, and that we didn't understand why people thought they weren't going to be good. On defense, they brought back 3 All-Americans, right? Their running backs are so good that one of me and Dante's favorite running back, Roman Henby, is their 3rd running back. They go and get Fernando Mendoza,
from Maryland.
They go and get Fernando Mendoza,
Speaking
who's a
of,
good quarterback.
Did you see what Maryland's doing?
Yes.
What are they doing?
Yes. Hold on, we'll get to that really quickly. So they and I'm like, they're going to be good. The only reason I didn't think that they would make the playoff is because I did think Illinois was going to be better, but also they played Penn State and Oregon. And I'm like, you probably lose to those 2. So ultimately, if you don't beat Illinois, you don't get into the playoff. So like, and they, but
we said
Indiana,
whoever wins, if you lose this game, you're not making the playoff.
And so
between the both of them.
But the thing is, the Indiana that showed up today, if they show up again, they could beat Oregon or Penn State. There's no guarantee that there's no guarantee that this team shows up again, because I think there was a lot of
I think they are going to beat Oregon.
I agree.
Oregon, because here's again, I said this last week. Oregon can't stop the run.
No. Oregon has allowed a lot of points to teams they shouldn't have allowed points to,
and they left a lot of rushing yards. Indiana rushed half as good. Yeah. They're beating Oregon.
And Fernando Mendoza, he's a good quarterback. Like, a lot of people there's this like big thing with like college and NFL, and everyone thinks that NFL draft people are stupid. And with quarterbacks they are, but there's a select few that I think are actually good at their job. And when they talk about someone, I don't always just take it for value. I go and watch them. But Fernando Mendoza was good at Cal. Like, Cal wasn't good, but like he was
ass.
he was good. Like literally, what's happening to Fernando Mendoza right now is what I want to happen to Dylan Raiola. Dylan Raiola is good at Nebraska. Go to a team with an offensive line and actual wide receivers, so you can turn yourself into a 1st-round pick. Like, Fernando Mendoza always had the ability, and now he's at a team that has wide receivers in an offensive line. He goes 20 of 23, 267, 5 touchdowns in the biggest game of his life, and it switched the ass.
And speaking of good wide receivers, Elijah Sarah caught 9 passes for 92 yards and 2 scores. Omar Cooper Jr. had 6 receptions for 78 yards and 1 touchdown. Kobe Martin rushed for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Kalen Black added 89 yards of rushing with touchdowns. So those were running backs too, but that was the offensive production. Was those
individuals.
They put up 14 in the first, 21 in the second, 14 in the third, 14 in the fourth. They just poured it on. They just did literally whatever they want.
They want it.
It was rude.
It was ruthless.
Rude to watch.
It was ruthless. It was crazy. I told Jordan in like late in the third, I said, I'm turning on my show. Like,
I put on the game. I literally turned on USC,
I turned on
Michigan
Love Island
State
games, and I was like, it was still on.
I literally turned.
I started playing Marvel Rivals.
I started literally all of us did something else. I started playing. Yeah. I went and got a step closer to a national championship, and I won the national championship today.
Period.
I know,
okay, so we have been power sweeping for an hour.
Yes. So I just I just have to tell Dante because he'll find this funny. So when I get into the playoffs, I try not to lose games. And you don't like Lincoln Riley, right? I get to the national championship. It's against USC. I go down 21-0. And then Lincoln Riley in the video game does what he does in real life. I beat him 38-28 or something like that. Like, I literally I come all the way back and I beat him by 10. And I said, man, even in the video game, Lincoln Riley can't win a big game. Cause they was smacking me up early.
Damn.
So yeah, let's get off of this. We've been power sweeping for too long. So 2-minute drill, sack party. We've already talked about this. Oklahoma had 10 sacks. Indiana had 7 sacks. Michigan had 7 sacks. And it's just like, goddamn. Like it was a sack party.
I think Miami had 5.
The O-lines are booty
Miami,
cheeks.
probably had 5. I didn't look at all of them. I just remembered these games.
But
yeah, they were like multiple games where it's like help him. Like do
Please,
you want
anyone?
Do you want this? Do you like him? Like it literally the Oklahoma the Oklahoma Auburn game, it literally looked like the Longest Yard where they stopped playing. It's like, do you like him? What did he do? Did he snitch on you or something? Like did he not apologize? Like why?
it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
Yeah. Hot seat coaches on the hot seat. Mike Gundy, Billy Napier, Florida. If they don't get fired today, I was hoping they got fired on the podcast again. They're not making it through the season. Luke Fickell at Wisconsin. Welcome back to Ohio State, buddy. He's gonna be an Ohio State analyst. Everyone says he's gonna go to Notre Dame, but I don't think he'll go to Notre Dame because it's weird to be like Marcus Freeman was your defensive coordinator. It's then weird for you to get fired and then go be his.
Yeah.
So like he played at Ohio State, his friends at Ohio State. Welcome to Ryan Day's coach rehabilitation program. You can be an analyst.
Nah, they're probably gonna let him.
Yeah, that's why he's going to be an Ohio State analyst. That's what I'm saying. And then Dabo Swinney is not going to get fired, but
No,
Dabo may talk himself into getting fired because he keeps yelling at the fans for being angry that he's losing. He's like, well, I won a national championship. Yeah, 6 years ago.
A million years ago.
That's
ago.
Great. You also just fucking lost to Syracuse.
Like, what in the hell are we talking about?
Yeah.
Anyways, child. It's okay. We're going to go ahead and hand them their 4th loss in a couple weeks, and it'll be all right.
Yes.
You can go ahead
and then he's going to cry again. Love it. Every second of it.
It'll be all right.
Power Player of the Week. This is a new segment.
So Jordan just created a new segment, Unprovoked, and did not tell anybody involved on the show that he was adding a segment to the show. Yes, I am. Speaking of hot seats,
well,
yeah,
you can't fire me.
Hey.
Power Player of the Week. Eric McAllister, TCU, 8 receptions, 254 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like literally, you talk about me making up segments. I watched that game and said I have to talk about him. How do I do it? And that's where the segment came. We
already talked about him.
I didn't know you were going to bring it up. The segment literally came from him. And then the Power Player of the Week on defense is Jaden Jackson of Oklahoma, 5 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss. Moving on.
How do you have half of a sack?
It's a dumb
2 people sack at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they just split it in half.
At least, but honestly, I'm not mad at that because at least it counts towards something.
Yeah.
You know what I really want? Never mind. That we're gonna get off track. But there's certain stats.
It's the same way. If you gang tackle, it all counts as 1 tackle for you.
Yeah.
For each of them.
Mm-hmm. But because sacks are like more important, and tackles for loss are more important, they do half of those. But like regular tackles, if you're the 4th or 5th person, it doesn't count. But like the top 2,
the first
3,
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, anyways.
So moving on to our screenplay, for the new folks, these are the games that we suggest that you watch. And I'm calling this Separation Saturday. I'm gonna say some of these games, and you may be like, why should I watch that? And I'm gonna tell you, almost every single game on this list is a game that the loser is almost guaranteed to be out of their race for the conference. Like these are all really big conference games, and a lot of these teams have 2 losses or are in a position to get other losses. Like a lot of these teams have to win this week. Friday, TCU, Arizona State. TCU just beat SMU in the final game. It's a big one, but the Big 12 is crazy. Texas Tech is doing really well. Arizona State just beat. Did they beat Baylor or did they lose to Baylor? That game was close. I don't remember exactly how that ended.
Both lost.
I didn't even see Baylor.
Hold on, sorry. I'm messing up my thing because I need to know if they won or lost. They were winning the game.
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
But it honestly doesn't really change too much if they won or lost, but it's worse if they lost. So okay, yeah. So they just beat Baylor. They're 3-2. They're 3-1, but a second loss almost effectively takes them out of the playoff race. The Big 12 championship race because the Big 12 is super close. So that is on Friday. USC, Illinois. If Illinois loses to USC and USC has looked better than expected, I think some of it is false goods, but the quarterback has looked okay. If Illinois loses to USC, there's no chance for them to make the playoffs. Like, Illinois has a light schedule. I still think they're probably out, but because they beat Duke, if they go on a run, they can still be there. If you lose to USC, that doesn't happen. And if USC wins, even though it's false goods, USC gets put in that conversation for a little bit. And honestly, if USC beats Illinois, I don't know if we can call it false goods anymore. Like, I think we just have to, like, admit they may have a decent year. I don't mean playoff year, but, like, they could win 8 or 9 games. So that's at noon. Notre Dame, Arkansas, this is on here because it's going to tell us a lot about Notre Dame this year. Notre Dame has to win out to make the playoffs. But most importantly, their defense has looked really bad. They allowed 30 points to Purdue, and Arkansas's offense has looked really good.
Yes, they did.
Purdue.
Yes, Arkansas's offense has looked really good. So, like, Arkansas
I had to
might
to that game to get to the Illinois.
Nebraska
I
had to get through that game.
Because I tried to put on the Illinois game, and that game was still on.
They're
and I was
like,
what
"Fuck
is
y'all,
going
you
on?"
gonna watch this?
No, seriously. And it's like, how the hell did you let Purdue put up 30? Like, you were just in a national championship. So it's just like, Arkansas has been putting up a lot of points. So Arkansas could realistically win this game, and then
LOL. Isn't that insane? We were sitting here talking
Yeah.
about Arkansas could beat Notre Dame.
And that's why it's on here. It's like, why are we
college
watching that
football,
game?
ladies and gentlemen.
That's
college fucking football.
That's interesting. So then midday, these are huge games for the conferences, even though unfortunately some of them are in the SEC. We have Auburn, Texas A&M. Auburn just lost to Oklahoma, so it takes a little bit of off of this, but Auburn has looked better than we expected. Texas A&M, I believe, is undefeated. If Texas A&M wins this, Texas A&M wins this game, there's going to be a lot of hype around them for what they can do. People are going to start calling them a playoff team. If Auburn loses this game, their season's done because they're going to have 2 losses. Texas A&M would be 4-0, so that's an important game for the SEC. LSU, Ole Miss, both teams are 4-0. Right now, LSU is the number 3 team in the country. I predicted that LSU was going to make the national. I did not say that.
Whoa!
I predicted that LSU was going to make the playoffs.
Same.
Beating number 13 Mississippi and starting 5-0 will be huge for them. I think that they're going to be a solid team. Ole Miss was expected to not be great this year. They're also 4-0, but this is going to be their hardest test, and I think they're doing it with the backup quarterback. So this game is going to have implications because ultimately we all agree, we've all said it, that we think the SEC is going to do what they did last year, which means there's going to be a bunch of 9-3 teams. So any of these teams winning doesn't guarantee future success, but it makes you one step closer to not being that 9-3 team, especially because some of these teams, it's going to be your second loss already, and the SEC season just started. And then the last one is Indiana, Iowa, because the Indiana that showed up should smack Iowa, but because there's still a team that doesn't have sustained winning, you hope that there's not an emotional letdown. If Indiana goes out and does to Iowa even half of what they did to Illinois, I'm going to come on this show and say they're firmly making the playoffs. They're probably making the playoffs anyway, but like that's just another step.
I think
for
they
them.
do.
I do too.
I think they do. They did it last year. I think they had a game that came after like 2 blowouts, and they didn't put up 60-something points, 70 points, but they put up enough. They put up a shellacking, and we were like, if they don't make the playoffs,
this is anarchy.
The committee ain't shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then in the evening, we have like, I don't even need to explain these games. I'm just going to say
these two matchups are not.
Oregon.
Come on now.
We have Oregon, Penn State.
Hello.
And Alabama,
Turn
Georgia.
your TV on.
Like,
turn your TV on.
If I have to tell you why to watch these games, stop.
Like, you're not a college. Why are you even listening to this show? And we have to explain, especially if we have to explain Alabama, Georgia.
Come on.
Why are you watching this show?
Oregon, you better tighten up that run defense.
Oregon better get their shit together.
You better tighten up that run defense.
And
Oregon had a little blowout this weekend. I don't know who they blew out. Oregon State. They blew out somebody.
Yeah. But
this is not that.
But hold on. We just talked about Indiana. Indiana plays both Oregon and Penn State. The loser of this game is going to be on upset watch of Indiana. If you get 2 losses, like, okay, let's say, for example, Penn State loses this game. Penn State still has to play Indiana and Ohio State. Penn State could be 9-3 if they lose this game. Penn State has to win this game because there's no guarantee they beat Indiana or Ohio State. They have to win this game because they can't have 3 losses. Oregon's schedule is not as hard, but there are other games on the schedule. Oregon also has to win this game. They also and at worst, this game, even if they still make the playoff, this game may knock them out of the chance to make the Big Ten title game.
The championship.
Because
yeah.
I think Indiana's beating one of these two teams. Like, I would not be surprised. Like, I'm trying not to go too hard on Indiana, but that team that just showed up, I haven't been super impressed with Oregon and Penn State. There's a chance that they have a bad game when they play them, anything. But if that team shows up, they're going to win one of those games. And Dante said Oregon. I tend to agree. I lean Oregon, but it could also be Penn State's because at least Oregon has an offense and they could get into a shootout. If Indiana puts up 49 points, Penn State's not scoring 49 points on that team. Oregon could. Oregon could. I'm not saying they will, but that could be a shootout. If Penn State's defense don't come ready to play, so
thank y'all so much.
That both of these games are huge, and then after these big games, go to fuck to sleep because there's not a good after dark game. Like, I don't have a game for you. Watch these two games and then go to sleep. Have a good Sunday and just think about all the things that happened on Separation Saturday. I will not ask you to watch one of these late night games.
I'm crying.
Period.
I'm gonna just wait until Saturday to figure out what the night games are.
Yeah,
I want to look now because I'm curious. Okay. Hold on. I'm curious. Now I just have to. I just have to look at the late night games now. Sorry. Hold please. Y'all keep talking amongst yourselves. I just now have to see. Oh, no.
I was just waiting on. Yeah, I was just waiting.
I'm gonna watch BYU.
Which one?
Colorado.
Don't. Okay, you're gonna say it, but you know that's
BYU,
not
Colorado.
A good game.
That's
not a game we should recommend.
It's not.
I'm probably gonna watch it too,
it's
but
not,
I can't in good conscience tell the people they should watch BYU Colorado.
I know. Well,
I don't think I'm gonna watch that.
But we can't. Well, we definitely can't
Colorado
suggest Louisiana Tech and UTEP. Go
and
to
BYU,
bed, please.
Like, no,
but if you feel like watching, if you feel like being up and watching potentially also horrific assery, watch BYU and Colorado. It will be ass-tastic, but it'll be fun to watch.
Hey.
Well, maybe not. I don't know because BYU does not suck.
Game. Yeah.
Anyway,
and we're gonna end the show as we always do with our last 2-minute report. DJ, I'm gonna let no. Yours is sports related. You go first. I was gonna say you can go last so we can end on sports, but neither one of ours is sports related, so you go first.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so as you guys know, the WNBA playoffs has begun. Actually, we are through the first round because they move quick around this bitch. So yes, we just spoke last week where I was explaining how they work. This week we were talking about the fact that we are already on to round 2. That starts in about an hour. So round 1 of the WNBA playoffs has concluded. The first matchup between the Golden State Valkyries and the Minnesota Lynx was wrapped up real quick. The Minnesota Lynx got in and out of there in 2 games. Now, what I will say is that they only won the second game by 1 point because the Valkyries was whooping that ass for the first 3 quarters until they remembered who they were, and then they went on a 20-point run at the end, and then they ended up winning that game by 1 point. So the Minnesota Lynx should be very worried because they cannot be winning games just by 1 point in order to win a championship. Like, you need to score.
And they lost
Dejanay
Carrington.
And we lost 3-Janay. We lost 3-Janay. And also, it's because of 3-Janay that they even won that game. I want to be clear because I think she had like 12 or 15 points. And Dejanay is not, she doesn't score at a very high clip. She's more of a defender. So the fact that she was able to add 12 points, y'all almost lost that game. That's all I'm going to say. Then we got the New York Liberty and the Phoenix Mercury. I knew that the Phoenix Mercury was going to whoop that ass because the New York Liberty has been injured all year. It's unfortunate. It sucks. But I do want to hold space for Breanna Stewart playing on a sprained MCL and still scoring 30 points in the last game against Phoenix. 30 points, and she scored all 14 of New York's points in the fourth quarter. She scored all of them.
They did not lose
herself. She didn't even fucking know. The journalist had to tell her after the game. She didn't even know she scored all the points in the fourth quarter. But that just goes to show that Sabrina Ionescu, girl, Sabrina, you got to get your life together because you're not good in the clutch. Sorry. You got to get your life together. Because Sabrina not scoring in the fourth quarter, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. You are the WNBA's Steph Curry. You need to figure out how to score in the end. Also, it was some bad coaching because there was some other stuff going on. But anyways, New York, unfortunately, the reigning champs, they have lost. So whoever wins the championship this year will not be a back-to-back season. Then we had the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream.
More like Atlanta Nightmare.
It was a nightmare. I was in hell because I don't see Brian Howard. I love you so much. I do not see how you mess up an inbound 3 times in a row. Like, I just don't see how you mess that up. I also love Carl Smesko, love him as a coach. I think he made a severe miscalculation by not putting BG in the last 3 minutes of the game. That was severe because Aaliyah Boston ended up getting basically a go-ahead layup that won the game for them. BG is bigger than AB. She would not have gotten that layup had BG been on the floor. But anyway, I'm Monday Night Quarterbacking. Unfortunately, the Fever did win that series. I say unfortunately because I did not pick them to win the series. But what I will say is it is fantastic for my brand because it goes to show that team might actually be better without Caitlin Clark, but we can't get into that right now.
And that is because of OSU legend Kelsey Mitchell. Ohio State does not put in a lot of people in basketball, so I will, even though she's on the Indiana Fever, I will ride for Kelsey Mitchell for life. Love her.
Yes.
She's amazing.
She came fifth place in MVP voting.
She had an amazing year. She was hooping. I also appreciated, like, she was talking about the coach, and she basically was like, because Kelsey Mitchell's always been good, but she's one of those players that I think had the reputation that she couldn't be a lead. And she talked about how much this coach believed in her and poured in her. And you can see that with how she basically was like, this is your team now. Caitlin's not here. And I wonder how that's going to
been her team, though, even with Caitlin.
I wonder how that's going to play into the dynamics, because, like you said, they did make it this far, and I know Caitlin was injured, but they, in my opinion, they looked better when she wasn't injured. She was injured. Yeah. So it'll be really interesting. But shout out to OSU legend Kelsey Mitchell.
I mean, hey, I don't knock anything that's going on with the Fever on the court. I mostly knock the off the court. Like, that's my biggest issue with the Fever is that they complain a lot. They bitch and moan about officiating and all this other stuff, and they get the second most calls in the WNBA. Like, why are we still bitching about the officiating when most of the time you're getting the calls? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But anyway,
sounds like somebody's goat.
Right. But anyway, then we had the last series, which gave me personally heart attacks every time I watched it, and that was the Seattle Storm versus the Las Vegas Aces. The Las Vegas Aces end up winning that series in very, very scary times. If you haven't seen the video, it's very hilarious. Basically, in the last minute of the game, Gabby Williams, who also, if you guys are real basketball fans, also know that she was the player on France that took that last shot that almost lost us the gold medal. Gabby Williams took a shot with like a buzzer beater, and
wow.
So if you have not seen that video of the Ace of them cutting the lights off because it was a 1-point game, so had she made that shot, the Aces would have lost. That was a moment. But
they celebrated a second too early.
they were like, oh, and it's over. Thank you. So now we have the Phoenix Mercury versus the Minnesota Lynx.
Y'all need to get the hell up out of here.
They said thank you, bye. So now we have the Phoenix Mercury versus the Minnesota Lynx for the semifinals, and we have the Las Vegas Aces versus Indiana Fever. Let me tell you guys, we're about to get some legendary negative hoops because the Las Vegas Aces and the Fever are like a matchup that's just ridiculous, like every single time, because they both have a very diabolical whistle, and so and the Aces lost to them twice this season, and so the Indiana Fever think they hot shit now because they beat the Vegas Aces twice. What they don't realize is that they beat the Las Vegas Aces when the Las Vegas Aces hadn't had their shit figured out yet. They haven't beat them since the Aces have been on this win streak. And the coach basically said it. Coach Becky was like, "Yeah, they haven't seen the real Aces, so
is this
we're ready for them."
Is this 5 or 7?
This is, what do you mean?
5 games or 7 games?
This is 5.
5.
So this is 5, and the way that it is
4.
structured, Aces and 4, period. And the way that it is structured is 2-2-1. So they host 2 games at the first location of the higher seed, and then 2 games
Aces
of the lower seed, and then 1 if needed back at the lower seed.
You're saying Fever get a game?
1.
Okay.
Fever gets 1 game. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
So that's the other thing is what I was going to ask is what if y'all. First of all, Dante, do you watch the WNBA?
I barely watch the NBA.
Great. Okay. So anyway, then we have the Aces and the Fever and the Lynx and the Mercury, and those games start today, like literally in 30 minutes. And those are best of 5. So by this time next week, we'll be talking about who's in the finals because it's going to probably happen that fast. The games are like every other day. So I think Aces in 4, and then on the other side, I think Phoenix in 5. I think it's going to take them all 5 games because the Minnesota Lynx don't suck, but the Minnesota Lynx has a better offense, but the Mercury has some of the best defense in the league. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. Yeah. However, I do believe that the championship matchup will be the Aces and the Minnesota Lynx. I don't know who's going to win it, but it's going to be those two, regardless. Jordan, do you have anything to add since you do actually watch the WNBA kind of sort of?
No. You
Great.
You did your thing. I'll just say that I think that the Aces are going to win it all. which is crazy because like it's just one of those things where it's like it's hard to count good teams down. It's hard to count a team with Asia Wilson down. They didn't have the year they wanted last year. They didn't have the beginning of this year, and so it's just going to be a great sports story. And I'm excited for the documentary. But yeah, that's all.
And the Aces do produce their own documentary, so there actually will be one. If you have not checked out the Aces YouTube channel, I would highly suggest it. They do specials on all of their players. They do specials on the coaches. They have documentaries up from when they won the first 2 championships. Like they give content throughout the season of like behind the scenes stuff, like with the trades and everything. Like they have a really, really great YouTube channel. I will also honorable mention the New York Liberty also has a really, really great YouTube channel. If you're just like love to like watch and hear it, you know, all that stuff. Like they talk about the history of the Liberty and Ellie and like all this other stuff. So it's really cool.
Yeah. And, you know, shout out to Canton, Ohio legend, Kirsten Bell. Big 330.
Okay, so Jordan, what's your 2-minute warning? Because we are not talking about KB. What is your 2-minute warning?
I'm sorry, she's from my hometown and people that I know know her personally.
It's obvious that she's from here. You do?
Yeah, they're like people. She's younger than me. There are people that I know who went to high school with her that know her personally, that grew up with her. Like she's literally no, I don't because she's like 5 or 6 years younger than me. But like my little sister's little sister went to high school with her.
My little sister's little sister. Lord Jesus. Okay. You see how people be like, my second cousin twice removed knows Beyonce.
Little sister's little sister knows twice removed. That's crazy. They went to my little sister knows her because they went to high school together. Like they used to yeah. Anyways, Dante.
They used to what? Because you know KB is not straight.
Well, not my little sister, but you know, she has a little sister.
I'm weak.
This is okay. Anyways, we're getting off track. Jordan, what is yours?
No, Dante.
Mine is anime related. I don't know if anybody has seen or like has watched Demon Slayer, but if you're thinking about going this, okay, so I don't know how, if you're not a big fan where you want to like support it that much, like, you know, to give them money, wait until it gets on Crunchyroll. I'm not gonna lie.
Not Crunchyroll.
So hold on. Yeah. So Dante, I have a question. Because I always get them mixed up.
I like the movie. Don't get me wrong. I like the movie, but
wait till it
Dante, always get them mixed up. Is this the one where this is the final season, but it's like 3 movies?
Yes.
Is it worth seeing, or should you wait for the next movie? Because I haven't seen it yet. But like,
no, it's worth seeing.
Okay.
I just say.
Because I know we talked about it, and I think you told me I didn't need to watch the last season until the movie came out. So I haven't watched the last season yet.
I thought so, because the thing is that I thought it was going to be a season and then a movie, but it's just 3 movies. So watch
so I can catch up.
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't watched the last season because I was waiting for the movie, but I wasn't. I wasn't sure if I needed to wait for the second and third movie. And the reason why I say this, if y'all don't know this about me, I hate like
if you want to do that,
cutoffs.
you'll just. If you want to do that, you'll be waiting until 2029.
Yeah, but and that's fine. And so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like all the way filler, because like I got really upset.
These are all important fights.
Okay, cool. Movies. So then I can catch up. Yeah. But yeah, I love Demon Slayer is really good. I like Demon Slayer. So
I've heard of it. I can't get into the anime. It's just not like the type of things I like to watch. Like that's the biggest thing. I've heard that there's like anime that's a little bit more like. Because I'm more like I like
there's
romance and like
they have fight.
Yeah,
they
so
have
that's like I hear that
animes,
I hear that there's
isekais. There's a bunch of different type of animes.
I just haven't found an anime that I like yet. The only anime I like, because I do believe this is anime, is the Boondocks.
So it's not technically anime because anime it's like
it's anime inspired,
but it's anime inspired.
Yes,
but regardless.
It's black anime.
Yeah, my thing is like if you wanted to, you could find anime that you like, because anime is just a style of show. It's just like saying it's just like saying I don't like cartoons. Everyone likes at least one cartoon.
I know what you mean.
So like if you ever want, like I couldn't help you because I asked Dante and my other friends anime questions because like I don't really know the landscape like that. I just like what I like. But like if you found the right person, you could find something that you like, both you and everyone listening. But ultimately, I understand for you, because I know you, the ones that are popular that you hear about, I don't think you would like it.
Yeah,
I'm
those are
not
those
into
are
it.
those are
Yeah.
shonen anime, which are more action packed, same
Yeah,
type of story beats in a way. But
Yeah.
there are thriller animes.
I have a
There
thriller that
are
I need to watch, and I haven't got to it yet.
there's sports animes if you're into those.
Actually, you might like Haiku. I'm gonna text you on the side. You might like Haiku. It's volleyball.
because that sounds good. I'm
You
like,
might-
I love a sports show. I'm into it. If it's like,
I think you would like Haiku. We'll talk. We'll talk afterwards. Haiku's one of my favorites.
I need to start that. I need to start that show about the Lakers.
Oh,
Y'all know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
It's
I've heard
it's on
good things.
HBO.
I've heard good things about
I've
it.
heard good
But
things,
also,
too.
like, this is gonna sound
Wait.
crazy, but like,
It's a show. It's like a
Showtime?
fictional
No, it's not.
what is it?
Showtime.
Oh, excuse me. It's a reenactment of like what was going on with the Lakers in like the 70s or something like that, the 80s, something like
Showtime.
that.
So technically,
It's an HBO show.
there's two.
Yeah.
You're talking about Showtime, but there is another one.
No, I'm talking about the one that's on HBO Max.
Yeah, there's
It's
two
like
on
winning.
HBO Max.
It's like winning something.
Winning Time. Oh yeah, Winning Time.
Yeah, that one. I want to watch.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh yeah. No, that was good. That's good. I didn't watch the second season because I don't have HBO, and I know I have somebody's HBO, and they're probably gonna be like, Dante, you have my HBO, but I don't like the reason why I haven't seen the second season is because they ended the show. So they ended a show called Winning Time on them losing. So
Damn.
that's like
Well,
And I don't know why they ended it because there was so many people. I had literally only heard good things about the show.
it was a good show. It was a really good show. Like
Well,
in season 1, like they do a really good job. Season 2 is really good too.
I'm excited. I'm
it's
the
a good
type
show.
like if there's a sports show, I'm going to watch it. There's also that show about the Clippers on Hulu that I need to get around to. But anyway,
I want to watch that because I watched one of the people I'm subscribed to on YouTube. They did a drinking game for it. So I gotta go back and look at the rules and stuff. But I think I want to do. It's a terrible show. But
I heard it's not great.
So,
yeah.
I will say this, and this is gonna sound crazy, but it's just like two different people. Like my wife and our roommate really like that show, and so I say that to say it's not a show for sports people. It's like what's the high school football show
It's like a drama.
Yeah, what's the high school football show that everyone
Friday
likes?
Night Lights.
No, that's real football. The more recent one on Netflix.
All American.
All American. Like All American
yeah.
was not for football.
I haven't
fans.
seen any of All American. Isn't that crazy? I haven't seen any
but you
of
also
it.
but you also like football. Like there's so many like women and things who like and people who just like who would never watch football that loved like I feel like the Clippers
Because it's more about the drama off field.
Yes,
it's more about like
and the
their
Clippers
relationship.
what that
is
Clippers
like
show
that.
is.
Like my
That's what that
my
Clippers
wife
show
and her
is.
roommate loved the show. Watched the whole thing. Like binge watched it. So like it's if
Okay.
you're really into sports, you may not like it, but if you like All American and those sort of things, you probably will like it. But like there's
The
two
thing about
types
All
of sports
American is I
movies.
just haven't gotten around to it. Like
I saw
and
3
now it
clips
has
of the
so
football
much.
and All American, and I said, "Ain't no way in hell." And then I've heard just some of the story, like someone gets a baby and someone does it, and I'm just like, "No."
Whoa.
I've seen a
Is
few
this the Shy or is this?
I've seen a few episodes of All American. You guys wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
I like, but here's the thing because
You might like the drama.
difference
Like
between me and
if
Jordan
you're
is I like
want
drama.
the drama part,
Yeah, I do like
If you want the
drama.
drama part and stuff like that, then yeah, you might like it. It's like
it's
grownish. It's like grownish,
I've
but
never
with a
seen
little bit of
Grownish.
Yeah.
football.
And that's the
Oh.
thing, DJ.
I've
Like
never
you
seen it.
like drama, but because you also like sports, it's hard where I think you will sit on some of these because I think there's gonna be some scenes and you're just gonna like the sports are so bad in it that the
Yeah.
drama may not outweigh. So I don't know.
See,
You would have
that's
to,
why I like Friday Night Lights.
This
'cause
is
the
gonna
sports
be
were actually
this is
good.
gonna be an off-season thing. Like DJ's gonna watch All American and talk about it on the show because when we need content, tell us.
No,
like,
I'm
we
like,
really
okay,
should.
and here's our All American review.
We really
Like,
should review sports movies. Like that's like a good off-season.
I told you, I was
thing.
like, we should be reviewing sports documentaries because
Yeah.
there's so many good ones out. That's why I be trying to
Oh,
talk
But
we
some
about
of the
have
them.
a section where
documentaries
we-
are too long, so it's like
Yeah.
we'd like
The
review a
Taurasi one is
10-part
not-
documentary.
The
Like,
Taurasi one is 3 parts.
yeah,
Dante, if you haven't watched Taurasi on Prime, you got to watch it. Both of y'all, because
I'm gonna watch
right?
it. I'm gonna watch it in the summer, so for content.
Oh.
I'm gonna watch it in the summer
It's
for
so
content.
good. It's a
All right,
Diana Taurasi
we're-
documentary. It's so good. Anyways,
We're
go ahead.
running long.
We've been here forever.
Yeah, so mine
niggas
is gonna
long-winded
be
as
mine,
hell.
mine is gonna be quick. All I'm gonna first of all y'all's 2 minutes reports were way longer than 2 minutes. Mine is gonna be under 2 minutes. I'm just gonna say that I I did not appreciate when TikTok was fully dances. I said, this is annoying. This is dumb. Why are they dancing? And now every time I get on TikTok, it's anti-intellectualism this. It's don't celebrate murder that. It's hate crime this. It's this. It's just so, and then also I'm fucking allergic to people who aren't intelligent trying to explain things. Like I really want you to like, so then it's like people who's like doing these things and they either don't get to the point. It's a 10-minute video that could have been 2. They're saying things wrong. And it's just like, God damn it. I should have appreciated when TikTok was dances. When bring the dances back. Stop fucking talking to me. Like, stop talking about things you don't understand. Just stop. Bring back the dances. I miss it. Like, bring back the challenges. Where are the eating challenges? It's literally just a fucking circular.
What happened to Keith Lee?
Literally, it's literally just a circular.
He got his wife pregnant again. That's where he is.
It's literally just like, just because you have a degree doesn't mean you're smart. Well, actually, having a degree does mean I'm smart. Well, this person is racist. Well, you shouldn't celebrate death. Well, he wanted to kill me and this and that. And it's like, what happened? I tried it and let's rate it 1 through 10. Bring that back. Bring back the TikTok dances. Keith Lee, save TikTok. Like, please.
The thing is, the TikTok dances are back. It's just all the Chris Brown songs, and that's causing even more controversy because it's like, why are you dancing to Chris Brown songs? And he's, oh my gosh. I don't know what corner of TikTok you're in because I'm not in that corner of TikTok. The people on my TikTok are still eating.
Yeah.
And some of them are still dancing. I will say I'm more irritated with like, I get a lot of like, just post the content, guys. Just post it. Just post it. You'll make money. Just here's the best way to get more followers. Here's the best way to do it. And I'm like, I know that I do not consume content like that in a way where I want y'all to give me advice on how to get more followers. But that seems like what all of TikTok is. It's like, here's how to get more traction.
It's because you stream. It's because you stream.
Yeah.
I know.
And
I know.
the worst thing that happened.
That's why.
And
they listen too much.
I say this as someone that has a podcast, but the 3 of us do a really good job of on separate and together of like reining each other in. We're like, we rarely could get clipped for saying crazy things because we know what conversations not to have on the mic. There are things that have happened that we've talked about. Me and DJ be having conversations. There are things that we talk about that we just don't have, that we don't talk about on the mic.
Incredibly unhinged.
And so the worst thing that happened
is
that people got a mic and then didn't learn when to shut the fuck up. You don't need to share every opinion. I will hang this mic up today if you fucking stopped. That's it.
Please, everyone.
Bring back TikTok dances.
Yes.
I miss when it was like fucking teach me how to jerk and the young people were doing dumb dances and then the millennials were like, no, this is the original. Bring that back. Bring back Battle of the Dances. Bring back Gen Z messing up millennial dances and millennials showing them how to do it.
Bring back
teach me how to Dougie. Like teach me how to Dougie.
Like one gorilla versus 100 men.
Like, yes, even that. Like anything but what's happening right now.
The new AP poll is out.
No. We will be here forever.
Nope. They didn't put Miami at 2, so it's time to
go.
All
right. Well,
thank you guys so much for listening
too.
Boy.